Aston Martin's 2024 season has been a total disaster, and now the team is cleaning house. Surprisingly, it's not who you might think. At the start of 2023, the team was full of hype, especially with big signing Dan Fallows. But things have quickly gone downhill. Aston Martin's 2024 season has been nothing short of disappointing. What started with hope and optimism quickly turned into a string of missed opportunities. Their best finish of the season was a 5th place in just the second race. While that might have been a strong start, it's hardly the podium finishes the team experienced in 2023. Since then, things have gone downhill fast. From that initial 5th place, Aston Martin's performance has taken a dramatic dip. Their upgrades, which were expected to boost their car's competitiveness, failed to deliver the results needed. As a result, their performance on the track has been inconsistent and frustrating. This has led them to sit in a less than impressive 5th place in the Constructors Championship. The team may have more points than some lower-tier teams like Haas and Alfa Romeo, but that's mainly due to Fernando Alonso's incredible driving skills. His brilliance has kept the team afloat, but the lack of overall team performance is evident. Meanwhile, Lance Stroll's season has been filled with more mistakes and underwhelming results, further dragging the team down. Lance Stroll's struggles this season have been well documented. His lack of consistency has been a major problem for the team. Despite some occasional flashes of potential, Stroll has been unable to capitalize on any of them. His worst moments came when he locked up at turn 4 on the formation lap, an unfortunate mistake that could have been overlooked given the challenging conditions and resurfaced track. However, his follow-up actions were far worse. After the mistake, Stroll's attempt to take his car through the gravel trap resulted in a retirement that embarrassed the team. The engineers had worked tirelessly to repair his car after a qualifying crash, only for Stroll to fail to bring it home. His performance in 2024 has, sadly, been one of the most disastrous of the season. Though Lance Stroll's position within Aston Martin is secure due to being the team owner's son, the same protection doesn't extend to the rest of the team. For 2 consecutive seasons, Aston Martin has struggled to deliver an effective upgrade to their car. Despite having the best factory and testing facilities in Formula One, they now find themselves matched by smaller teams like Haas and Alfa Romeo. These teams, with their limited budgets and reliance on hand-me-downs from Red Bull and Ferrari, are outperforming a team with much more resources at its disposal. Lack of progress, despite heavy investment. Team owner Lawrence Stroll has poured hundreds of millions into Aston Martin, hoping to propel the team to the front of the grid. This includes investing in state-of-the-art equipment and attracting top talent. However, the results have been disappointing. Aston Martin's failure to improve its performance has put immense pressure on the team. With the team unable to deliver, changes were inevitable, and the first to feel the heat was their engineering star, Dan Fallows. Dan Fallows, the highly hyped engineering signing from Red Bull, has not lived up to expectations. He was brought in with much fanfare after a successful stint under Adrian Newey at Red Bull, with many hoping he could replicate that success at Aston Martin. However, his leadership in car development has failed to produce results. The performance of the car at the start of 2023 only highlighted this failure. As a result, Fallows has left his role as the technical director of the F1 team, but will remain with Aston Martin, presumably working with the team's endurance racing projects. He's expected to move to the World Endurance Championship (WEC) team, where he will work on projects like the GT4, GT3, and Valkyrie hypercar, which is set to enter the top tier of endurance racing in 2025. Fallows' departure is believed to be influenced by the new CEO, Andy Coel, who joined Aston Martin in October. Coel, the former head of Mercedes' F1 engine program, has likely brought new ideas and direction to the team. Additionally, with Adrian Newey set to join the team next season, his influence could also be shaping the future of the team. Moreover, Dan Fallows, who had joined Aston Martin with high hopes after his successful tenure at Red Bull, was earning around $1 million per year in his role. In a statement, he expressed his pride in guiding Aston Martin's technical team and helping them progress toward becoming race and championship contenders. He acknowledged that it was time for him to pass on the baton, but he remained optimistic about the team's future success. His departure marks a significant moment for Aston Martin, as the team now faces the challenge of finding a suitable replacement to lead their technical direction. With Fallows leaving his position, Aston Martin has turned to Bob Bell, the team's executive director, to temporarily step in as the technical director. Bell, a highly respected figure in the motorsport world, brings a wealth of experience to the role. He was the technical director at Renault during their World Championship wins in 2005 and 2006 with Fernando Alonso. Bell had been working in an advisory role at Alpine since 2018 before his move to Aston Martin in 2024. For the time being, Bell will fill in as technical director, likely holding the position until the end of the season. His experience could prove valuable as Aston Martin looks to regroup and rebuild. Aston Martin's struggles and fading ambitions. The bigger issue behind Fallows' firing is Aston Martin's failure to meet expectations over the past 2 seasons. Once considered a potential title contender at the start of 2023, the team has now slipped into the midfield, showing little progress. In the last 8 races, Aston Martin has accumulated just 17 points, which is equal to the total points scored by Haas in the same period. This performance is far below that of Alpine, who have performed better during the same stretch. In terms of performance, Aston Martin should not be battling with a team like Haas for points finishes. Aston Martin, with its massive resources, state-of-the-art facilities, and strong backing, should be far ahead of a team with much smaller budgets like Haas. Yet, the two teams are surprisingly going toe-to-toe in races, and this reflects a deeper issue within Aston Martin. It highlights the importance of having the right people in the right roles. While Haas has shown that smart engineering and good decision-making can help them punch above their weight, Aston Martin has proven that even all the money in the world can't guarantee success. They have the best equipment, but still lack the necessary results, showing that money can't buy performance if the decisions being made are not the right ones. The decision to part ways with Dan Fallows is a major shock. Until the announcement of Adrian Newey's arrival at Aston Martin, Fallows was seen as the key signing that would help the team move towards competing for Formula One championships. His recruitment in 2021 was celebrated, as he was seen as the mastermind behind Red Bull's engineering success. Aston Martin fought hard to bring him in, even taking Red Bull to court over his contract, which delayed his start at the Silverstone-based team. The legal battle showed just how highly regarded he was at the time. In fact, it wasn't until early 2022 that both teams reached an agreement, allowing Fallows to officially join Aston Martin midway through the year. However, despite the immense effort that went into securing Fallows' services, his tenure at Aston Martin has not yielded the expected results. The legal battle to bring Dan Fallows to Aston Martin was not a quick or easy one. The agreement for his early departure from Red Bull was reached after multiple court dates. Initially, Red Bull fought to enforce Fallows' contract, which meant that Aston Martin couldn't bring him on board until mid-2023. The legal struggle ended with a court ruling that sided with Red Bull, meaning Aston Martin had to pay a substantial fee to secure Fallows' early release. This costly move, along with his impressive $1 million annual salary, indicated just how much Aston Martin expected him to be the driving force behind their rise in F1. Given his high-profile appointment and the resources spent to secure him, there was a lot of pressure on Fallows to deliver results. However, it wouldn't be fair to place all the blame on him for Aston Martin's lack of progress. F1 teams are large, complex organizations, with each member, from engineers to team principals, contributing to performance. That said, as a key member of the leadership team and someone whose role was focused on improving car performance, Fallows must take a share of the responsibility for the team's underachievement. Aston Martin's factory team has struggled to deliver consistent results, especially after a promising start to the 2023 season. While their early success was exciting, it quickly faded as the season went on, and their performance slumped significantly. After over 2 years under Fallows, Aston Martin was still not able to maintain their competitive edge, which ultimately led to his departure. Lawrence Stroll, the team's owner, is not known for tolerating inefficiency, especially when it comes to achieving his goal of building a championship-winning team. His son, Lance, may have a protected position, but no one else at Aston Martin is immune from scrutiny. Fallows had time to make an impact. He was part of the team for more than 2 years. The failure to improve over time has led to this decision to make changes. Whether these changes will work remains to be seen, but Aston Martin clearly recognizes the need to shift gears if they want to compete at the top level of Formula One. So what do you think of Aston Martin's performance this season? Comment below your views and subscribe for more such videos.